Fight! Sorry, I zeroed in on his shirt immediately. That's quite a get up. Alright, so this is an adult game for adults, which might be apparent up front. Wow, they have the same build. There's gonna be a struggle where I'm gonna be like, this is a guy that I should voice like this, and this is another guy I should voice like this, and I'm like, how do I differentiate how these three characters sound? Oh, alright. How adult is it? I'm about to find out in real time. You are a male graduate from university. Please enter your name. Let's find out what the placeholder is. It's very funny when there's not, and they let you just hit enter, and then there's just a blank in the text for the rest of the game. This is the place, right? The suitcase wheels got stuck in a crack on the concrete at the hallway entrance. You wiped your sweat and struggled, hauling the heavy suitcase up to the third floor. That is slightly unnervingly slow text speed, as somebody who always makes text speed slower than normal because it's usually too fast, or even instant. Auto playback speed. But I think that's, I don't think I'm gonna be using that anyway. Right off the bat, you can notice that this has like crazy art fidelity, and they're also doing a different system than Ren'Py, which is not that common, but definitely more common overseas. The counselor said the rent was cheap here. Didn't mention the mushrooms growing in the stairwell wall cracks. The rental info said Unit 304, but you realize there are no unit numbers here. You stop in front of the only door piled with trash, stepping on a rain-soaked, disintegrated takeout slip underfoot. Ooh. Oh! It has letter wrap instead of word wrap. Whoops. Hot and sour rice noodles with double meat from the day before yesterday. This must be it. Seems like this is the only place showing signs of life. I did not make it immediately clear, but this is not English first language demo for a game. I mean, the game in general. I don't know why I said that sentence like the demo specifically is not ESL. Or is ESL. ESL is a bad acronym to use, actually. Doesn't it mean English second language and English sign language at the same time or something? You knock lightly on the door twice. Is nobody home? You brace yourself and knock twice more. Still no response. You kick a beer bottle near your feet. You could probably assume that because you kicked it with your foot. The empty can clatters against the outer wall, startling a few pill bugs. How many pill bugs are around? That's interesting. I wonder if there are areas where pill bugs are common and they kind of like swarm and you see them like scatter when things happen. It's almost like a comment you expect to hear about rats or cockroaches, although you'd still be surprised that they'd be like just around everywhere. But that's how you would like maybe sell the squalor in like a New York apartment or something. But pill bugs are so small unless they're bigger in other places, because of the roly-polies, right? You start observing your surroundings. The buildings seem abandoned. The hallway smells of a mix of ash and mildew, so someone smokes here. Moss creeps along the base of the walls in winding green lines, and cracked patches of wall reveal blackened mold inside. Aside from this one, the other doors are all secured with dusty locks, and some even have yellowed seals. A few delivery boxes, a bag of trash, and numerous beer bottles are piled by the door. On the windowsill opposite sits a potted cactus, its soil hard as rock, yet the cactus itself stands firm, with a single bud bursting forth at its top. Guess I'll wait. You lay your suitcase flat and sit on it, idly scrolling through your phone. The camera pans over the peeling walls, dusty beer cans, and that shriveled cactus. The viewfinder looks like it's been dusted with grime, beyond even a filter's help. You hit post on your feed, but a red exclamation mark pops up first. The signal in this old hallway is as weak as a gossamer thread. I was like, weak as a go. All right, I'm on bar. I'm on this. We got this. Then I start the next line. Samer. I'm like, oh, I messed up. Shortly after attempting to post, a message from your mom pops up. Mom's still so concerned about me. I assume the summary is enough, but we do not get a translation. Oh, I pressed left bumper and it went forward, I think. Wait, is there a backwards? That... Don't know what that means. That's hide dialogue box, I assume? Quick save and quick load, maybe? Okay, so only some of the options have translated text. Only history has translated text. I don't think any of these go back. I think I just skipped a line of text. It was probably just one of them, but I hit left bumper, which is the Renpai hotkey for going back a page to look at the thing again. So now I know not to do that. You wait until dusk as twilight spills over the windowsill. The cactus bud silently blooms. I wonder if left on the D-pad will go back, or left on the... By what you mean, both the keyboard and... What are the controls, I wonder? Backspace? Backspace doesn't do it. Delete? Nope. Those are the intuitive things that might go backwards. A? Like WASD? No. I give up. You stand up, approach the door, and make one last attempt, knocking heavily this time. Finally, you hear the sound of a glass bottle falling over inside, followed by the dull thud of metal hitting the floor, like someone dropped a wrench. The whole floor shakes. So someone was in there the whole time, they're just a drunk. Oh my god! That's a thumbnail immediately, isn't it? That's the pit meta right there. Right out the gate. That's the first furry you see in the game. Is it the hide text there? Jesus Christ, man. Alright. Not getting ad revenue on this video. Fuck! What's the damn rush? Bro, it's been like 8 hours. When the door swings open violently, a wave of alcohol and sweat fumes hits you square in the face. It's like, what's the damn rush? Bro, my luggage is entirely pill bugs now. I'm gonna open it up and they're just gonna be swarming. You want some? You hungry? An over 2 meter tall brown bear beast man blocks the doorway. His right eye is bloodshot, the left covered with a black eye patch, with a prominent scar running beneath it. His belly pushes his tank top out like a tent. 2 sets of dog tags hang from his neck, jingling as he breathes heavily. He's only wearing boxers. It's not what I'd call those. A substantial bulge quite visible in the evening sun. I would call that. Looking further down, his left leg is a mechanical prosthetic from the knee down. Oh, is it? That is not visible yet. His knee down. I'm looking for the landlord. Don't you know it's nap time? Shit. It's almost evening already? Renting? His tone is a mix of impatience and surprise. Yeah. His mechanical leg creaks as he turns, fishing out a set of keys from under a coffee table littered with instant noodle cups. Or C-ups, as they wrote. The room on the right, 600 a month. The keys come flying at you. You fumble to catch them. That is cheap. It's not USD, but I can't imagine a lot of currencies where that would be expensive. So cheap when I'm about to deposit. For fuck's sake. You see the state of this place. I'm lucky to get anyone renting who gives a shit about a damn deposit. So much blabbering. Take it or leave it. Just fuck off if you don't want it. Uh-huh. You're about to walk into a saw trap for an apartment, aren't you? The door slams shut with a bang. Whoa, so fierce. You drag your suitcase and escape into the neighboring room. The door is thin as paper. The interior is shabby and bare. They couldn't even be bothered just to stand up the chair. That's an extra level of not giving a shit. It's like, you can only do so much without actually refurbishing the place with all the actual damage. That's along, I guess it's like cracked concrete, right? Yeah. Honestly, that cabinet's kind of nice. This just looks kind of nice. I think is that just dust, or is it mold? That is a difference. But I don't love the rusty everything here. And this also might be literally the entire apartment. It's this one room. It's a lot of downsides. Air conditioning outside of the US. It's just a little vent, a little thing attached up here, but yeah. I hear it's pretty uncommon. And I'm just surprised by how kind of nice this looks. Like, it doesn't look like partly kicked in or something. Given that they did, the fucking table's just knocked over. This looks like it's 3D models with, like, cell-shaded outlines, basically, is how they're doing some of the backgrounds, or maybe all of them. Let's see. The bed is a rusty metal frame that squeaks at the slightest touch. The moldy mattress has a charred black hole in it. Thick dust and cobwebs coat everything. It's, like it's been derelict for ages. A loud crash of metal and something heavy hitting the floor comes from next door, making the iron bed frame vibrate. Then a muffled sob comes through the wall, laden with the smell of booze. Damn it. We promised. We promised we'd go to... Oh, the damn it was supposed to be in the quotes. Damn it. We promised. We promised we'd go see the aurora. So he's unhappy that someone died. And he's stuck in his misery. And he's directly next door so we can hear them. Which seems impressive because I've seen like concrete walls. I don't know the standard. But I almost imagine that would be more effective than what I'm used to with our dry walls and our bad insulation in older houses. That's interesting. So they have that other kind of weird copy-pasted quote that doesn't attach to the local letter to give directionality, and they put it in the middle of the quote. So that they forgot to start the quote, then ended the quote in the middle, but then just continued it with more quote. So maybe they, in editing, removed an additional description, and then didn't combine the quotes correctly. I don't know. I don't know how quotes work in other languages grammatically, as far as how that kind of difference might go. Let's see. This landlord seems not quite right. I can fix him. Exhausted from your journey, you don't overthink it. You simply lay a sheet over the moldy mattress and get ready to sleep. Ooh. Ooh. Just then, your phone chimes. You open it to see a message from your college roommate. Yep, don't know what any of that says. But there's a meme in the middle. This avatar. You smile wryly, reply, then curl up on the bed and gradually drift off to sleep. Oh, we're not getting any context or translation. Okay. The next morning, bright sunlight streams diagonally into the room through the window. I wonder if the final version will have alternate assets for the different languages, because the game has an English option, but they have to like make English versions of each of those images, or just actually separately translate them, like in a Resident Evil game when you inspect things and the text shows up. Holding your nose, you lift the mattress. A mix of mildew and dust assaults your senses. You slept too soundly last night to notice the extent of the wall's decay. Paint cracked and peeling, revealing red brick beneath, like scabbed wounds. I ended on a weird inflection because I'm thrown by the spacing. Man, lighting is hard. I haven't figured out how to do harsh lighting yet, really. Just a cool visual. A loud clang echoes from the hallway, making you tense up, the landlord's metal leg hitting the stair railing. Having experienced his temper yesterday, your palms gripping the broomstick grow clammy with cold sweat. It opens with a quote, but I don't know why. I guess they're quoting the onomatopoeia or whatever, the bang. Bang! The door is kicked open. You nearly jump out of your skin, almost dropping the broom. Oliver has a cigar in his mouth and is... Did we learn his name yet? I don't know if we knew his name. Oliver has a cigar in his mouth and is carrying a grease-stained toolbox. The metal corner of the box knocks against the doorframe, shaking loose a patch of wall dust. What are you looking at? And he's still landlord here. He glared at you. You notice he's changed his tank top. Still stained, but cleaner than yesterday's. He kicks a suitcase out of his way, the toolbox landing with a clang on the greasy floor, causing a screwdriver to roll to your feet. You frantically block it with the broom. Oliver acts like he didn't see, starting to fiddle with the desk. You tried that drawer yesterday. It's stuck fast, won't budge. Seized up with rust. Before the words fade, he yanks the drawer open with brute force. A yellow adult magazine falls out. The cover features a muscular man in a G-string posing sexily. Your ears burn hot, but Oliver just picks up the magazine disdainfully with his fingertips and tosses it into a trash bag. Don't even think about looking inside. Pages are probably all stuck together. Hey, you got mute or what? You want me to clean your whole damn room for you? You just came in out of nowhere. You didn't say what you're even doing or what the goal is. You just showed up. You've been standing there frozen since he came in, scared stiff, quiet as a mouse. I'll go wipe the cabinet. I might not have a name. The game might have actually not given me a default name, and that might be why I don't know. Because now that Landlord is showing up, I'm like, hang on a minute. Uh-oh. What? What if they don't have a default name for when you don't type something? He accidentally bumps the metal bed frame, which emits a creak, suggesting imminent collapse. This piece of shit bed frame shakes like a sieve. You want to fall and break your neck in the middle of the night? You're blaming me for the state of your room. Not waiting for an answer, he pulls a wrench from his toolbox, kneels on one side, and starts tightening the bed leg screws. Supporting the frame with one hand, the thick muscles of his back rippling under his tank top. Suddenly, the sharp sound of twisting metal cuts the air. The rusty bed frame, unable to withstand the force of his arm, collapses with a loud crash. Fuck. Well, guess now you're sleeping in a mattress on the floor now. He roars, flinging his large hand away. Amid the clatter of the completely disintegrated bed frame, you see the fur on his cheeks bristle with anger. You're coming with me to the furniture mall this afternoon. We're replacing all this useless junk. He kicks a piece of the bed frame at his feet, setting wood splinters onto your instep. You stand frozen, your fingers still in a wiping position. The bed you slept in just yesterday is now a pile of twisted scrap metal. How did it disintegrate? This is some anime nonsense. Does he not have, like, better furniture that he can, like, put together from the other rooms? Since apparently he struggles to get anyone to rent at all. You think he could, like, essentially salvage from the other rooms and get, like, the best bed frame he can find and so on, just, like, in his property. Unless this is the last one, and it's that dire. Like, damn. It's good to get more things, but I imagine that really quickly trying to replace all this junk outstrips the 600 in the first place. Scared stiff, you don't dare move, letting out a soft Bottom detected. You hear me? Yeah. He bends to gather the pieces, his arm muscles bulging, actually making the deformed steel pipes groan under the pressure. Such incredible strength, you think to yourself. That implies that all of the other thoughts aren't me thinking, so the narration's like omniscient or something. What are you spacing out for? He carries the frame to the doorway, turning. The steel pipes scrape the frame, gouging several deep scratches into the wall. Get a move on. Sweep out all the crap under the bed. Do I need to remind you? Oh, his dog tags say Oliver. That's one way to learn his name, I guess. With that, he heads downstairs, carrying the fragments of the bed frame. Phew, finally gone. What a formidable guy. By the time you finish clearing the trash from the room, it's already noon. Exhausted, so hungry. Haven't eaten since yesterday noon. Just as you open your phone to order takeout, the landlord pushes the door open, holding a greasy plastic bag in his arms. Arms keep specifically being the letter rap, and it's really messing with me. Out. You follow him out. He plonks the greasy bag onto the windowsill. When he unties it, the aroma of green pepper and shredded pork hits you full in the face. You didn't have to go to the trouble. I can... Your fingers twist in the fabric of your pants. Cut the crap. He cuts you off, sitting heavily on the windowsill, the only way he can, leaning sideways against the post. His fingers already pull the tab on a beer can, foam splashing onto his freshly scraped knuckles. Where's my... Oh, my right stick moves a little cursor around. Hello. I guess that's technically a way to be able to click on an option. Well, thanks a lot. He shoves a pair of chopsticks into your hand. You feel the calluses on his palm, rough as sandpaper, yet surprisingly radiating a fierce heat. Is that surprising? A giant man is physically hot? There's the cybernetic leg. I wonder what makes it specific. They said cybernetic, right? Like not prosthetic? I wonder if it specifically has like mechanical parts that move, or if that's like a... Or if that could be an awkward translation or not. What level of sci-fi do we got here? What level of cybernetic legs do we have in real life right now? I don't know. I don't imagine that they'd be in common use, just because even if they were, because I feel like I've seen like videos a decade ago of people being like, look at this cool thing we can do. I feel like that's still probably not like practical, at least not in America, for our budgets, like we, our healthcare. Do landlords usually feed their tenants? He suddenly chokes, beer spurting from his nose. Fumbling to wipe his mouth, his dog tags jingle noisily. I just saw you went into your room yesterday and never came out. Didn't see any delivery guy either. I don't need you starving to get death in my building. Cops showing up would be a pain in the ass. So I said that out loud, apparently. After his outburst, he seemed to shrink, his voice dropping. Don't overthink it. Finish eating, then get your ass to the furniture mall. He's like actively blushing, like, maybe he's not so tough after all. The slightest suggestion that he paid attention to me at all, and he's immediately like, oh, it's not like I like you or anything, senpai. You stare at the redness spreading on his face. The visible redness spreading on a freaking bear's face, covered in fur. Like a stubborn little flower blooming in the wasteland. That's actually funny. By the way, I still don't know your name. Even though the narration disagrees. So the narration must not be in my brain. Or it could be a translation problem. I'm actually really curious about how half these translations work. And that I imagine some of the strange discrepancies come from the fact that the person working on the game, most like predominantly like coding it and QAing it and so on, just can't read that language, so they're just not able to register the issues. Because like typos or like awkward translations are one thing, and that's part of like having it be your second language or third language or whatever. But not being able to read it at all would be how you explain stuff like the letter wrap being on, which would be insane by any standards. So that means like, oh, they literally can't tell what it says. Which means that they can't notice that the narrator's calling him Oliver the whole time, and it doesn't really make sense. He should just be called the Landlord until he's introduced, although the dog tag does say Oliver, so they could say he noticed the dog tags and have that awkward moment where you start using somebody's name before they tell you, and they're like, how do you, and then it's like, because you walk around with your name on your chest all the time, buddy. Oliver freezes abruptly, the green pepper held by his mechanical chopsticks. What does that mean? What does mechanical chopsticks mean? Does he also have cybernetic chopsticks? I wonder why they're calling it that specifically. Or is he using his chopsticks mechanically? Although everything about his description has been bearish. Like he's been a huge mess so far, seemingly. Do-do-do. His chopsticks suspended in midair. His Adam's apple bobs. Oliver. He grinds the name out through his teeth. You? I assume that that knowing his name is not correct in the narration because his name tag had not only updated just now. My name is... He makes a non-committal grunt in his throat. What's wrong? Eat your food. So damn chatty. I have another question. Spit it out. Is this building just us living here? Oliver downs half the beer can, a muffled gurgle coming from his throat. What do you think? Place is a dump. My temper's shit. I'll be dumb enough to come. Me. He kicks an empty can at his feet, the rattling aluminum startling the pill bugs in the corner. Actually, he barely starts speaking when he taps his head. When he taps my head with his chopsticks? You barely start speaking when he taps my head. He hit the narrator. Eat. He crushes the empty beer can in his hand, the aluminum making a feeble crunch. Keep yapping, I'll throw you out for the seagulls. Oliver. You suddenly say his name. His hand, shoveling rice, jolts. Thank you. Silence flows in the sunlight, broken only by the whirring of his mechanical leg and the sound of chewing. Okay, so let's fix this real quick. Is this quit or return to main menu? That's a logo you can't get away with. Damn. Alright, so, Marrow. Now that I know my mistake. Alright, so yeah, there's the name tag. Because yeah, they were like, so what's your name? Ellipses. Ellipses. And it's like, oh, you don't know my... The game does not put a name in here, and it's just leaving a blank. So that's my bad. My name is Marrow. Oh no, there's no space before it. What's wrong? Okay, so there's a new problem that came from it, which is that your custom name doesn't have a space before it. There's some notes on how to update the English version in the final thing. This is just the early demo, and it only covers like 5% of the game according to the intro screen. In the afternoon, Oliver drives me to the furniture mall. Oliver nimbly hops out of the truck, his heavy mechanical leg hitting the ground with a dull thud. Without even a glance at you, still dazed in the passenger seat, he heads straight for the entrance. I don't know why I'm dazed. I'm just in a car. Keep up. Coming. As soon as we enter, the smell of new furniture hits us, the cloying sweetness of leather, the clean scent of wood, and the slightly pungent odor of paint. This looks surreal. So they did an image filter over a normal photo, but it's like subtle enough that it just looks slightly melted. Like up here in the corner, these slats just look mostly straight and normal, and then they get wavy up here. And then this stuff's kind of freaking out, and everything's kind of warping around here. Like it's consistent enough that I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a filter you have in certain image editing programs, but it's set to such a low setting that it almost looks like just the original photo, which is like not stylized enough to come across as stylized. It's like, it's weird, because like there's a lot of filtered backgrounds in furry visual novels, but they've done this one somewhat strangely. The bright lights are a bit dazzling, overwhelmed by the array of furniture. You're momentarily lost, but Oliver strides purposely towards the bedding section as if he's in his own backyard. You come here all the time? Then why is all the furniture so shit? Oliver ignores... What does your room look like? Is it like a mansion in there, specifically? Oliver ignores the directory, heading straight for the solid wood bed section. You stare at the 4-figure price tag on an oak bed, your fingers unconsciously clutching the hem of your shirt. Maybe we should look at the metal frame beds? I saw one downstairs is only $380. He acts like he didn't hear, slapping his large hand down on the headboard of a white wooden bed. This one. Sturdy enough. Your scrawny ass could bounce on it for 10 years without breaking it. Phrasing. Just then, an uninformed sales assistant jogs over. Uniformed. Different. Very different implication. Oh, he's always grayed out when he's not talking. We've never seen somebody else talk yet. Sir, you have excellent taste. This wooden bed frame uses premium European oak. We'll take it. Oliver cuts her off, not listening to the pitch at all, his gaze shifting to the mattress section next door. This is too expensive, isn't it? I think the cheaper one next to it. You might as well sleep on the floor. Oliver glares at you, walks over to the seemingly ordinary thick mattress, and plops down heavily on it. The mattress instantly compresses a good deal. This one, you try. You hesitate, then comply. Unexpected comfort washes over you, supportive yet not too firm. Well? Very comfortable. Alright, this one. Very good, sir. You are very decisive. Sales assistant's face blossoms into a smile. Oliver ignored the salesperson's flattery and began selecting tables. That one. Get one. And the short cabinet next to it, too. Certainly, sir. You have excellent taste. The assistant notes it down swiftly. You look at the cabinet's smooth surface and delicate handles, but can't help but mutter under your breath. This is also quite pricey. Too expensive? Want to use beer crate as a nightstand instead? You're rendered speechless, forced to shut up silently. Shut up silently? But you're even more puzzled inside. What's his angle? I would assume he's paying for this, because otherwise, what the fuck? Go away. But immediately you're like, yeah, he's spending more than your rent to fix this place. Which is a weird thing to do in front of the customer in particular. Like, yeah, if you're working on property, you probably end up having to put more into it than a single month's rent will get. But doing it like on behalf of a customer so specifically feels weird, because one, why weren't you prepared? But also, like, what if the guy just leaves immediately? I guess he might have a lease. I don't feel like this place has a lease. There's not even a deposit. Oliver stops in the soft furnishings area. He stares at the colorful carpet samples, brow furrowed, as if assessing battlefield terrain rather than picking out home decor. Pick a style. His tone is still commanding, his eyes sharply scanning the samples. Still reeling from the prices of the previous furniture, you're somewhat distracted. Soft? Oliver doesn't respond, picking a round carpet sample and placing it on the floor. His next move completely catches you off guard. He mumbles a vague troublesome under his breath, then actually bends his massive frame. Somewhat awkwardly, he reaches for his own dusty, worn-out sneakers. When you realize what he's about to do, a strange heat instantly floods your cheeks. Oliver seems utterly indifferent to the stares. He grabs his shoes and yanks hard. A massive bare foot, encased in black socks, is now exposed unabashedly under the bright store lights. It's not that exposed then, is it, if it's in socks? Hey, what are you doing? You hurriedly look down, but your gaze drifts back uncomfortably. I think this writer likes feet. This is I don't know. It could be a public decency thing, because the standards are all over the place, obviously. But I'm like, checking what a carpet feels like underfoot with your socks on isn't that extremely weird to me necessarily. But I feel like this might be horny. Okay, it's horny. Oh my god, it's horny. Look at the fucking scent trails. Oliver has already pulled the sock off, tossing it onto his shoes. Okay, well he was reacting to that probably happening. Okay, I see what's happening here. I see what kind of game this is. I understand now. You unconsciously hold your breath. The foot is astonishingly broad and thick, almost the size of both your feet put together. The instep is a term you know because you like feet, is covered in thick, glossy, dark brown fur, shimmering oily under the lights, extending all the way to his thick ankles. The instep? Let's Google instep. Instep. What is the instep? The part of a person's foot between the ball and the ankle. On top or bottom? Okay, better description. The instep is the arched, bony top part of the foot, located... Okay. I was like, between the ball and the ankle. Isn't the ball where you describe as kind of being on the bottom of the foot? So I'm like, but he can't see the bottom of his foot. That'd be some omniscient foot-loving... Five toes, thick as lollipops. That caught me going, oh. Oh my god, that really caught me by surprise. I'm not kink shaming, I just realized while reading it that they're being described that way because you're supposed to imagine putting the toes in your mouth. So they're compared to lollipops, a thing you put in your mouth. It's extremely funny to realize why it's framed that way mid-sentence. You're like, oh, right. With substantial, slightly curved black claws at their tips, now slightly splayed after being freed from confinement, exuding a primitive, wild sense of power. The foot pads are deep brown, almost black, unusually plump. Then, a strong, aggressive scent diffuses into the air with his shoe removal. It wasn't just simple foot odor, but something more complex, deeper, a mix of leather, machine oil, and a potent, almost searing masculine musks brewed from being confined in the boots for so long. Damn, those aren't boots, those are sneakers. The smell hits like a heat wave, forcibly invading your nostrils, instantly overwhelming the scent of new leather and wood in the mall, stirring violent ripples within you. I did not expect it to go this hard into foot kink this abruptly. That's wild. Your heartbeat accelerates uncontrollably, thumping against your chest. An indescribable thrill and curiosity spread from your heart, making your mouth dry. Yet your gaze remains locked, magnetized on that powerful foot. What are you looking at? Oliver suddenly looks up. You snap back to reality, cheeks burning, quickly looking down at the label on the carpet edge. Whoa, that's a hard letter wrap. Nothing, just thinking your feet are really big. No shit, I'm over 2 meters tall. Think my feet would be small? Expedition 33 shit? The anti-foot fetish game, where everyone just walks on pegs? I can't really call it the anti-foot fetish game because Luna never wears shoes the entire game and then floats so that she ends up pointing her feet at the camera every time you quote-unquote sprint. So that's inescapable. Enjoy noticing that now. Just like when you start noticing that all the women in From Software games don't wear shoes. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Oliver pays no mind to the scent bomb he has created. Barefoot, that powerfully musky foot steps decisively onto the round carpet sample. Marking it. His movements carry a scrutinizing seriousness. The thick pads on his foot press fully into the soft pile. He even flexes his thick toes, gripping the carpet surface a few times, carefully assessing the feel. His black claws scrape lightly over the dark gray pile, leaving faint, barely noticeable marks. Then he lifts his foot, seriously observing how the carpet springs back. Hey, aren't you gonna test the feel yourself? Get your foot in here. Then I'll try too. So you also take off your shoes and socks, stepping barefoot onto the carpet. An uncomfortable, soft A comfortable, soft sensation immediately comes to your shoals. This feels really good. And this is the one. He makes the decision, his tone absolute, as if that detailed and highly impactful test was just standard procedure. Then, and only then, does he leisurely bend down to put his sock back on, stuff that huge foot back into that worn-out sneaker, and retie the laces. You can tell where the priorities are, because in any other brain, you'd be like, yeah, take your shoe off and put your foot in this tiny circle next to this extremely huge Bara bear. Just titan of flesh. Like, that puts you in such close proximity to his body, like every other part of his body. You have to fixate on feet so hard to be thinking about that at that point and not taking a moment to be like, oh my fucking god, I'm 6 inches from his body. I am currently surrounded by chest. Like, fucking bulges are bumping. Like, but no, still looking at the feet, didn't even think about anything else. I'm like, okay, that's fascinating. That's a fascinating read on how that scene plays out. That intense, uniquely his scent seems temporarily sealed away by the shoes and socks, but the lingering trace in the air and that visually striking image are already etched in your mind. I'm never washing this rug. The sales assistant maintains a facade of composure throughout, but her slightly twitching nostrils and somewhat reddened ear tips betray her discomfort. I assume she's human? Because she's undescribed. Okay, sir. This carpet is slip-resistant, durable, and comfortable underfoot. You have a great eye. She struggles to maintain her professional smile. Her voice seems a bit tighter than before. Man, it's fine. You get an easy shift right now. You get to just compliment this guy's taste without having to say anything specific or thinking, really, because he's just fucking picking everything without any input and buying it on the spot. Like, you have the easiest customer service job right now of just being like, very good, wow, you're so smart and clever and handsome, good job. You're so good at shopping, because you keep giving us money. You stand there, feeling your cheeks still burn, your heart still beating restlessly in your chest. The impact of that scene far exceeds any furniture price tag. Hey, stop spacing out. Any other furniture we need? See, the narrator has the tone sometimes of seeming omniscient, but also we keep getting called out for spacing out whenever the narration goes on for too long, which means it is our internal narration that's happening in real time. No, that's all. Afterwards, the sales assistant leads you to the checkout counter. The screen starts displaying one staggering number after another. European oak bed frame, high-end Simmons mattress, solid wood computer desk, bedside carpet, imported carpet, bedside cabinet, imported carpet, packing and delivery fee. The total accumulates rapidly. The cashier announces the final amount, a figure so high it makes you gasp. It's several times your expected rent. You instinctively reach for your wallet, even though you know it's nowhere near enough. Oliver doesn't even glance at you, pulling out a leather wallet directly from his pants pocket. He opens it. It's not stuffed with cash, just a few cards. He pulls out a black card. Charge it. Is he an assassin? Like, is he just secretly rich and he was like, I'm gonna run an apartment building, and then he's just really bad at it and doesn't bother, but he actually does have a budget and he just sucks? Is he like the shitty, like, it's like when you play an apartment management sim game or something and it has to be like derelict when you get there so you can feel good about fixing it all up? Or like your Stardew Valley farm. Like, it's just, is this just a man defined by neglect and that's all that's going on? Is he independently wealthy? Was he a seal or something? Oliver tosses the card casually onto the counter with a soft tap. When the cashier sees the card, her eyes noticeably fix on it. Her attitude instantly becomes more respectful, even carrying a hint of barely perceived nervousness. She picks up the card with both hands, swiping it carefully through the POS machine. That can't mean what I think it means, because I definitely read it as piece of shit. Sir, can you please sign here? Is like pay on site or something? Payment on site? I don't know. Sir, could you please sign here? The cashier holds him the receipt with both hands. Oliver doesn't even look at the amount, lightly pinching the pen with his large hand and scrawling his signature on the line. The whole process is smooth, as if he's just spending a few coins. Must be delivered by tonight. Oliver tucks the card back into his old wallet, then turns to look at you, still in shock. Well, you passed the test, small man. For not fleeing the derelict apartment, you will now be my sugar baby for the rest of the time. You're taken care of. The wallet and cock are fat. But I know what you really want. He fucking unties his shoes. What are you standing around for? Waiting for them to invite you to dinner? Let's go. He turns and heads to the exit. You follow quickly. That astronomical figure still swirls in your mind. So astronomical that we're not going to name it because that would have different people have different reactions to it based on their own context for budget, and they might not think it's that big or something, or they might break the story in their head. Before getting in the truck, he glances at you. The unconcealed confusion on your face seems to irritate him a bit. Another giant bear CG. This is where all the priorities are. Correctly so. The arms are insane. This is where I fixate more. I'm more like, I like shoulders and back is a lot of fun. I don't really think about the feet. Gotta admit. The constant smoking isn't great. He started with a cigar too, like he's on a cigarette now, but he had a cigar in the first scene. He is on the left side of the road. I'm trying to remember where we are. Sorry, he's on the left side of the car, I mean, which means he's on the driving on the right side of the road. Which I think is most common throughout the world, I believe. I need to look at a map again of the breakdowns. It's one of the things you don't think about that much until it's right in your face. You're like, huh! It's got to be incredibly disorienting to have to swap, which apparently you can just do. Like, apparently you can just go to certain countries with your American driver's license that drive on the other side of the road, and they just let you go. And that, no thank you. Don't want to test that. Don't want to test mirror mode. No thank you. Not without some training. You sit in the passenger seat, body jostling slightly with the bumpy road. Your mind vividly replaying that impactful scene in the carpet section. Your cheeks still feel vaguely warm. What's funny about this is that he's so fucking huge that one, he looks like he struggles to see under the visor. Not the, is that what you call it? Like the top of the window is dangerously close to his actual field of view, so he has to like kind of look down a bit. You might have to hunch. But also, like, I just imagine that for him, the driver's wheel, the driving steering wheel feels like a video game steering wheel, like one that you would buy for your house. Because like the ones in arcades can be almost realistic at sometimes, but often aren't. But specifically, like the ones you buy for a home set are often like hilariously small compared to a real one, because they're like a toy and they have to fit in your house and be a certain size and to be like a product reasonably. And I'm just like, it probably feels like his car probably feels like a fucking little video game wheel to him. Let's see. You sit in the passenger seat, body jostling slightly with the bumpy road, your mind vividly replaying that impactful scene in the carpet section. Your cheeks still feel vaguely warm. It's definitely a feet thing. Oliver's massive frame, like a mountain, occupies most of the space. That musk of his becomes more concentrated, more pervasive in the enclosed cabin, enveloping you more directly than in the carpet section. You instinctively shrink closer to the door, trying to create some distance, but there's no escape. You sneak glances at him from the corner of your eye. Oliver focuses on the road ahead, his profile sharp and hard. He holds a cigarette in his left hand, resting it outside the window, as if to avoid smoking you out. I would hope so. Sunlight streams through the window, casting a golden glow on his bulky frame. His huge foot, clad in worn-out sneaker, rests steadily on the accelerator, occasionally moving like for gear changes. You can't help but recall its appearance without the shoe. That is wild. It's not easy to even see a foot when someone's driving. There's usually a whole console, maybe not here, but there's usually a whole middle bit in the way. Add your fill looking. Is my foot that damn interesting? Oh no, he knows! He knows you specifically like his feet. What a fucking introduction. Is he gonna be... So is he gonna be one of those like fascinatingly naive people that has no concept of why you're looking at his feet? Or is this immediately ammo? Oliver's sudden words make you jump. He still doesn't turn, but clearly noticed your gaze, a hint of teasing in his voice. Teasing is still ambiguous enough that it could be just an innocent jab or a knowing jab. No. You hastily deny it, your face flushing red to the tips of your ears, quickly turning to pretend to watch the scenery rushing by. Your heart hammers in your chest like a drum. This guy's only personality is just being... blushy about this bear. That's his only reaction to anything ever the entire game so far, and to be honest, fair. Like, it would be hard not to be distracted if this happened to you, but it's extremely funny that it's led to it being the only thing he says or thinks or does. Oliver's truck hits a sizable pothole, jolting violently. Caught off guard, your body is thrown from the seat, heading straight for the windshield. What? Put your fucking seatbelt. I mean, he's not got a seatbelt on. Does he not have seatbelts? No, there's a seat. I see it. I see the seatbelt. What's wrong with you? Almost the instant you become weightless, a thick, furry arm shoots across, his large hand nearly covering your entire chest, pressing you firmly to the seat. Oh my god, he's got immediate protective instincts. Oh, you're getting it. You're gonna get it so good. Oh, you're so set. This guy's just, he doesn't have to work for it. How the fuck did he do that, though? Did he let go of the wheel? Because his hands... I'm just looking at the logistics of the scene, and I'm like, he's holding a cigarette out the window. So, like, did he drop the cigarette to grab the wheel with his left hand and sacrifice a cigarette for you? Oh, so romantic. Or did he just, like, let go of the wheel completely, endangering both of you right after hitting a pot wheel because your dumbass didn't wear a seatbelt? And apparently you hit a pot wheel, a pothole? Wow. In a way that managed to, like... launch you forward into the windshield? The hand carries a startling heat, burning through your thin shirt directly under your chest, branding you. No. An even more concentrated wave of Oliver's masculine scent hits you, instantly blanking your mind. Your heart pounds so wildly it feels like it might leap from your throat. Can't even sit properly in a car. Oliver's voice, gruff with his usual irritation, sounds out, but the arm barring your way doesn't retract immediately. Instead, he gives your shoulder a squeeze, and then you crash into oncoming traffic. It feels light to him, but the force is enough to make you feel like your bones might rattle apart. You're way too skinny. I could lift you with one hand. Do it, do it, do it, do it. You hurriedly sit up straight, fumbling to fasten the seatbelt you'd forgotten. Your voice trembles slightly from the impact and the overly intimate contact. Sorry. Thanks. Oliver doesn't look at you, just emits a vague grunt from his nose in acknowledgement. Oliver, I still have a question. Spit it out. It's just, why are you helping me so much? Even covering the new furniture. I'm the damn landlord, even a rental. Ever seen a rental come without basic furniture? But was it necessary to buy such expensive furniture? You know what? I own the whole damn building. This chump change means nothing. I felt like it. You spend the rest of the journey in shocked silence. Can't believe the answer was roughly what you would expect. Alright, well I think I'm going to take a break there. This has been 5 Heartbeats. You can check out the full version via the link in the description. It's NSFW. It's definitely adult content going forward. At some point, it gets there. It's already on the line, but it will become porn. In particular, I think one of the sprites immediately I was like, I hope that character doesn't show up in the video because that specific character sprite is too adult. Just the sprite. If I had to play a part of the game that the character was in, I would have to censor his sprite the whole time, I think, because he's wearing underwear or shorts or something, but it's not working is the issue. But yeah, was very tickled by how unabashedly foot kinky it got so quickly. Not making fun of the foot stuff, it's just that the form it took, the exact execution is just funny. I also took, it was interesting to realize that, like, I don't know if foot stuff has ever come up before, which is interesting, right? Because, like, that's actually extremely common. Like, I wonder if a lot of furry games are just so concerned with getting a level of audience that they kind of aim for the middle and the most, like, widely appealing stuff, down to having, like, here's the skinny character, here's the strong character, here's the huge character, and so on, and like those kind of character types and stuff like that. You very rarely see very specific interests catered to, even though some of these are actually extremely common. So you'd think that'd be like the niche people would go for or whatever. I think that's what this one's doing. I think that's where they're going with that one. Caught me by surprise a little bit, but that's funny. But yeah, thanks for watching like always, guys, and I'll see you next time, and you make your own mature adult decisions.